Quite frankly, I haven't been a Christian all that long. I've only been a believer since I was 66, and I'm 75 now, so it's 9 years ago. Prior to becoming a believer, I spent 7.5 years in the military, and I was an officer. I was in Vietnam. I was a troop commander with the 11th Armored Cavalry. When I did get out of the service, I came to Northwest Arkansas and eventually joined Walmart. Sam Walton hired me. I spent 25 years with Walmart, and since then I've spent 20 years with my own company. I formed my own company, and during that 25 years with Walmart, I was responsible for all real estate and construction worldwide. The kind of person I was before I became a believer, it's kind of interesting. I didn't think I was that bad. And you know, I was all about Tom. I was all about making money. I was all about rising as high as I could, as fast as I could. And that's what I wanted to be able to do. And at that point in my life, I had 3 sons, and I wound up getting a divorce from my wife. So what it makes me think is that the pursuit of things like wealth and high position, working as hard as people tend to work at Walmart, and in fact anywhere where you're trying to make a lot of money and high position, that's probably anywhere. It's not just Walmart. So I was, you know, I was prideful, I was arrogant, I was judgmental of people. I traveled a lot. It was really all about me. And that's not to say that I didn't have a good relationship with my sons. I did, but I didn't have the relationship I wished I had. I was just kind of sitting in my chair one night, having a drink, watching TV, and all of a sudden this thought crosses my mind about, is this what life's all about? You just work hard, make a lot of money, spend a lot of money, have a good time, go places, have fun, and then one day you're going to die, and that's it? And then 3 days later, nobody remembers who you were? And I'm thinking, you know, why am I thinking about this? I've never thought this before. And so I had this strange feeling. And from that strange feeling, I had it for like 3 months. And this was in late October. And then in January, I get a call from a lawyer. And the lawyer says, Tom, I'd like to have you be a witness in a lawsuit that I have. And I said, well, why don't you come to Bentonville? He was in Tulsa. I said, why don't you come to Bentonville and we'll talk about it. So he did. And he came to Bentonville and we talked about it, and I agreed. I knew his client, and I said, yeah, I'll be glad to be a witness. Then he started witnessing to me about Jesus. I sat up straight in my chair and I said, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing? I said, I'm a Christian. And the truth was that I was born in the United States, so, you know, basically I thought I was a Christian. It's a good thing I wasn't born in Iran. I thought I was a Muslim. In fact, I probably would have been a Muslim. And so we'd meet each month and we would go over the trial. At the end of each session, he would witness to me. And apparently he could figure out that I was not really a Christian. Finally, at the last meeting before the trial, he says, Tom, I want you to go buy a Bible. I said, Paul, I'm not going to buy a Bible. I said, I've got 3 of those King James versions at home, and I said, you can't understand anything in them. You know, the pictures are pretty good, but I said, you know, you can't understand anything in them. And he says, no, you don't understand. This Bible's about that thick. It's got lots of articles in there that explains things, and it's in modern English. It's called the NIV, and he says, it's called Life in the Spirit Bible, and I'd like you to go buy it. I told him I wouldn't, but I did. I went right to the bookstore and I bought the Bible. And I came home, changed clothes, and stuck it on the shelf in my closet. 4 or 5 months passed, hadn't picked the Bible up, and I'm in my closet changing clothes, and I have this strange feeling coming over me like, is this it? Is this life is just, I'm going to die one of these days and that's it, it's over? And I look up and I see the Bible and I reach up there and I pull it down, I open it up, and there's a plan that you can read the Bible in a year. Well, this was December, so I thought, well, I'll start January 1st. January 1st, I start reading the Bible, and I stay on track for about, 2 months, and that wasn't my personality. My personality was, hey, this is pretty interesting. I want to read this. So I got ahead of the plan, and in June of that year, all of a sudden, I put the Bible down. I was somewhere in the New Testament, and I said, you know what? The Bible's real. Jesus is real. God's real. I have really screwed up. My whole life has been wrong. My wife's not a believer. I'm not sure about my children, my grandchildren. I've made a terrible mistake with my life. And so at that point, I accepted Christ as my Savior.